everybody, come on in. This quick live here, part 3. We've been having fun with these plates. I have anyway. And I thought I would show you the next step here, hopefully. So, putting in some porcelain slip. It's just a porcelain that hopefully will match the clay body that I'm using. Usually it's such fine particles that it shouldn't really matter too much. But, so, you saw last week they were a little bit, let's slow down a little bit, we're not in a hurry. I made these sheets and they're nice and dry. And I could have done this like right afterwards, but of course, you know, lots of things happen between now and then. And so now I'm just going to paint a layer of slip on here. Ooh, it's kind of brushing kind of hard. So dry. Didn't do that the last time I did this with the other. And so it's so interesting with, you know, you just may come across some variables that you just adjust. Experiment. Mess around with. Try to figure it out, right? It's Thursday, and what are we doing? Good afternoon, Carolyn. How are you? I'm headed to Detroit for the weekend for a nice, fun NCECA event at the Museum of Contemporary Art, Detroit. It's hosting us. And yeah, NCECA is a little kickoff community party. They're hosting some, or they're not really hosting, they all come for kind of already. The board comes and starts to prep for March. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, lots of things happening. They're looking at proposals, kind of still figuring out where all the cool stuff is, making arrangements with businesses to, but anyway, it's a fun kickoff event. So we are having a plate factory. That's what we're doing. So now I'm starting to look forward to it. I was a little worried what was going to happen, but so what I'm doing is I'm putting this porcelain slip on here to really become a binder. And if you missed part 1 and 2, go back and check them out. And I'm going to kind of finish what I was working on here so you'll kind of see what's really happening. But yeah. And special me, I can tell you a little. I got this porcelain slip from my good buddy Kathy Skaggs I've had it for almost a year, last August in Wisconsin, and that's starting to develop here. I'm thinking you might see some stuff here shortly to get signed up. I know Mr. Harbridge is a busy man, along with me, so hopefully I'm not missing something, but yeah. So what this is going to do when this dries, it will create these nice chips of porcelain on the back, color on the front. And what we did was, okay, I'll do this one in a minute. Kind of move on here. Hoping not to be here all day. But what I did was put these chips into the wet clay, and you'll see part 2 I had to use like a little moisture cloth to kind of make them absorb. Ooh, but they're quite fun, right? So these are pretty leather hard I've had them under plastic, but I wanted to show you the finished stage, and that is, I don't know if you've seen, I've been kind of quiet about it, and I'm ready to be really loud. But I know most of you already kind of know about it from Sika, but Mud Tools and I collaborated on a tool, and I'm so excited about it, and called the Edgy. And the Edgy is to help deal with these edges. And the reason I haven't really talked too much about it yet is that they've been trying to catch up production-wise after the storm, after the hurricane back in last September. So they're still rebuilding. Their whole building was swept down the river. So they're retooling, they're rebuilding, trying to get caught up with all their distributor orders. And so therefore they haven't had time to get these out to the mass distributors. So I've been giving the distributors a little bit of a waiting, so you guys don't go tell the distributors where are the Edgies, because they're already probably frustrated they don't have them yet. So trying to eliminate the frustration. But I'm pretty sure things are hopping back over at Mud Tools, so we're back on the path here to talk about this. And what this Edgy does is it softens this edge, and it have different, what I really wanted to create was these different notches of different widths, so that you could really kind of fine tune what you are going for. And this is a great example because this one has really passed the stage that I want to be doing this at. It's a little it's firmer. It's a little drier than I hoped. But so now I'm going to use a bigger size than I would normally use, just to kind of help me round off those corners. And this clay that I'm using, thus all the P's, one of the P's is porcelain. And so I really could use a sponge to kind of sponge this edge smooth because it's got fine particles. So yes, quite excited about these plates. You might have seen that I drew into the back of these plates a little bit, a little design, a little bit of a function of the design to be able to I'm just going to use this. Maybe it's over by you, right behind you there, Delaney. Is there one of those loop tools?
Yeah, there's these.
Oh yeah, it's over there. Thank you. So yes, I like to use these really sharp tools from. So this is a good stage where this is dry enough, not quite bone dry, but close, where I can kind of clean up those, clean up that any kind of burrs that might have been created. So everything's about timing, right? So the more you do this, the more you get better at the timing, and some things work super well at a certain stage, and then they're a real pain to deal with at other stages. So finding that sweet spot, finding that stage is kind of a critical thing, and it just takes time. Every time you make something, you should get a little bit better at it. So after a while, you get pretty good. And so, but yeah, this is the easy stage when this is a little bit soft where it doesn't splinter off, but causes some resistance to be able to just kind of clean off the burrs and make it smooth. Yeah. Sorry, I haven't been paying too much attention to you. Anybody comments out there? So I would be really careful. Did all this time to kind of make this where it is. So just be gentle in your first few moments to feel like what kind of resistance you have. It's real easy to just break a corner off, right? This one I might even, because it's firmed up. So now this is the timing where if you only have a sharp trimming tool, this is the stage you want to be in to do this part. And a lot of you probably try to smooth out those edges when the clay is still wet, and you might be dealing with warping, and that could be just because of that. Just the timing of when you clean up those edges. So I try to wait till there's resistance from the clay with my tool, and then kind of soften these edges. Here I can clean up the backs. I try to avoid using porcelain just because it's so finicky and takes time, but I think these have actually probably did better because I've had to forget about them for a good period of time. So porcelain even creates more timing. And there's all kinds of tricks that I haven't even had the patience to kind of figure out that much. But you know, once I have it all kind of cleaned up, I could, like I said, come back with a sponge. I'm going to come through here with my edgy. Same thing with this tool. It's like a specific timing that works the best, but also it I want to feel that resistance, and that's where I want different grooves of the tool. Where one, you don't always get that same level of resistance. Here's a good thing here where I get some bumps. If you want to smooth it out, it's much easier I can't even tell you how or why, but these wraps, these Surforms from Stanley, Motul makes a nice one too. I just like the handle on this one slightly better. Same cost, but that really helps to kind of glide along those kind of rough areas and smooth them out. So there we go. I think it's kind of a fun little plates, right? So we'll put a clear glaze on there, and it'll be ready to go. We'll fire them first, probably. I liked how that tool worked on that edge better here, so let's give this a little more. Well, I hope you're getting into summer, enjoying summer. Hopefully put some studio time on your list, your schedule. Because it's kind of nice to do that. Here's another little trick I think that I think is really effective for if you're dealing with warping issues. Is take a board where you can store it on for a while, and let it dry upside down. And this will give you, this will help to make sure that all those edges kind of, the gravity of the clay will help it to kind of settle in place. And so if I'm really particular, really kind of, so it's another factor, another step in this journey of unworked plates, right? Yeah, all right. Well, that's kind of a quick synopsis here. I'm going to am going to add some porcelain slip to this other one, but now is a good time if you have any questions in regards to this project or anything else, except for personal questions with your orders or something like that. I can't really help you with that at the moment, and you can just email us. Jenny will help you. Customer care. You got a question? I'm not great with the wheel, and I think I would enjoy using forms because I love making pottery. My students could use these too. Thanks. Yeah, I think to me, I think this is why we exist. That the forms really create a really nice kind of starting point, structure, a system for you to be able to create things. It kind of eliminates a lot of choices. And but yeah, there's just and you can do lots of variety of different things. It's really just a hump of wood in a specific shape and size, and so yeah, hopefully you can get some forms that work well for your students. I would highly suggest getting medium to small forms because in a classroom setting, people can make things quite quickly, and you will be babysitting kilns for a while, which can be nice, but just warn you. And then people can make things, they can do quicker things, but they can focus more on the surface, like this project that I'm doing here, versus on actual making of the form. So. I'm surprised. I don't know if maybe this porcelain's a little thicker, but it's not going on near as smoothly as the last time I did this with the other. It was kind of a personal porcelain slip recipe from West Michigan Clay here, where I did a wood firing. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how this one's going to react. Hello, Germany. Oh, think about Germany often. Such a great place. I have some such good friends there. Wish I could just drive over, have a beer or a wine or coffee with good buddies. Sit in the cafe, summertime. So you just want to make sure it's a nice coated, thick and if you want more technical information about this slip transfer process, my go-to buddy that I love to and she's small, she's just one person, so it might take her a while to respond, but Katie Miller, Katie Miller, Katie Miller, my slip transferring guru buddy. oh, Alan's Pottery 1 just might have missed the beginning here, but what I'm doing is I took these I put on underglaze. That's a great question for those that are just joining or came a little bit later and missed the first parts. There's a part 1 and part 2. So if you want to go back and watch these, you can just search videos on, we have a YouTube channel, on Facebook, or Instagram's probably a little, well, it might be not as difficult, I don't know. But yeah, they're out there. But basically I'm creating these, and we really could just transfer this whole thing right to a plate right now. Once it's kind of, this one especially, I think we could probably just transfer it right to onto a plate so you can make designs. I also just did a workshop with Nathan Goddard. That's another kind of inspiration of this kind of event, so look him up. And but yeah, but what's happening is I'm basically creating these little paint chips, little glazed chips that I then put onto the plates to make some really fun, kind of playful, decorated porcelain plates. So, all right. Well, everybody, I think that's all I have for today. We'll see. We might join you tomorrow again. Northern Ireland. Hello, Eleanor. Thanks for joining. Yeah, it's evening over there, huh? Yes, yes, yes. New Jersey. Say hi to Eleanor. Say hi to the good folks at Scarva for me. And yeah, but they actually we have an order coming from them for them. Gonna get shipped out probably next week. So not sure how long it'll take to get there these days. Freight is a little crazy, but yeah. Hello, hello. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend as well. Or maybe see you tomorrow. We'll see. Bye, everybody.